this is gonna be cool.
Really?
The video came out, right? Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. Damn.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think we should film here.
Yeah. Let's go somewhere else.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Nickelback's new music video for Those Days has been released, and if you've seen it, you know that we're in it. So we're gathered here today to talk about how that all came about. We're gonna watch the music video, give our thoughts on it, and that's what's happening today on E&D and L.
So we can start at the beginning. So over the years, we've been contacted by a lot of different companies because they come across our footage and they really like it. And they want to use it for whatever, usually commercials, promos, whatever. The first company that contacted us was McDonald's. And it blew us away because we're like, dude, we love McDonald's. Oh, well, we used to.
Okay, go on. Okay, we're going to, where are we going? To McDonald's. To McDonald's. McDonald's.
So McDonald's wanted to use our McDonald's footage from back when we were kids in a worldwide release, like a worldwide commercial. We were working out a contract, and then all of a sudden a second company was bidding for the same commercial. Towards the end, none of those companies won the bid, so our footage wasn't released to them, and anyway, we moved on. Since then, some filmmakers were making a documentary for A&E channel and contacted us. They wanted some old footage. We're like, okay. And then it just fell through. And then Fender Guitars was writing up contract. I mean, we got pretty far with them. They wanted to use our footage for some commercial. We're like, yeah, Fender, that's cool. Fell through. Anyway, this happened over and over again. And then until one day, Nickelback, their management team contacted us and went all the way through the process with us, and they were awesome. They're really friendly and cool people. So yeah, that worked out.
Actually,
How did it start?
Yeah.
So they emailed the Eric and Darrell Gmail account or whatever.
Which sadly, I think we don't check that often.
It turns out there were 19 other opportunities that have also...
But I had gotten it, and I was like, hey, Darrell, can you handle this one? Because I was just off the back of Fender Guitars.
That's right.
I had just done it, and I'm like, let's just tag team, because, you know, I mean, you have to keep up on it, right? It's kind of a thing. So I was like, hey, Darrell, you handle Nickelback, which is weird. And you're like, sure. And then...
So when I first read the email, I, was a little cautious, I should say, because... You never know if it's legitimate or if it's just like some random people trying to, I don't know, get something out of you. So the first thing I did was vetted the people that I saw the names in the email. And it turns out like, yeah, it's all the management people involved with Nickelback. Some like one of the guys is their old friend who's now their tour manager. So all the names checked out. It was at that point that I responded and said, yeah, we'd be interested in, hearing what you have to say and what you're interested in and see if we can work something out.
So we went down the chain, just kept going and going, signed some contracts. We licensed the footage to them. For those who have commented saying, oh my God, do you guys know that Nickelback took your footage? Of course, yeah. So, it's all legit and everything. And yeah, it's just a pleasant experience.
Yeah, it turned out to be a really, really cool venture and everything. But I remember when I first got the email from Darrell, I was busy. I didn't get to read through it, I guess kind of like you did when you first saw the Gmail thing. And Darrell was a little cautious. He was a little reluctant, I guess you would say, to kind of go down that road. And, even though I'm an attorney, I don't do entertainment law, I don't do contracts, I don't do that kind of stuff. So Darrell, of course, is asking me all of these questions, which centered mostly around, the concerns of, essentially licensing versus selling and exclusivity and all of that. And those were things that I had, also bounced off of Darrell and said, well, you want to make sure that it's not, forever and ever gone, that, you don't get to use it, because as we all know, at some point the McCabery reunion tour is going to happen, and we're going to have need for that video. And so Darrell agreed, and I remember he kept forwarding me the emails back and forth between the management company and himself. And I was really impressed with my friend Darrell. He was very professional in his responses. He eloquently expressed what some of his concerns were. They were really, really good about getting back not only promptly, but fully. It was a very transparent thing. And I think that's, at that point, I remember Darrell and I having a conversation. He goes, I think they must be pretty serious about it, because, they're getting right back with us. They're addressing concerns that I have. They've assured me of this and that. I think they even asked, was there specific things you wanted in the agreement and so forth. And, so yeah, they were like super accommodating. And because of, now I wasn't involved in the McDonald's and the A&E thing and all of that, but I was consulted with concerning the Fender thing. And so there's a little disappointment, because you kind of get excited that, oh, this is going to happen. And then, they've decided to go a different route, or, it's, we weren't able to come to terms or whatever. And so I'm just kind of, like, yeah, okay, and sign the things you need to sign and send them to Darrell. They were including me on the emails too, and I was like in the middle of a trial and everything, so I just told them, hey, I'll defer to Eric and Darrell, whatever they decide's fine with me, because I didn't really feel like I should have much say in it. I'm in the video, but I've always said it's Darrell's video. He's the one that shot it. So I think his reluctance was put at ease based on the promptness and the professionalism of the Nickelback organization in responding. Would that be fair?
That'd be fair. I of course was reluctant, because you never know. You always hear horror stories of like people in the business like getting a hold of people's IP, and you lose your
rights to
your treasured, intellectual property is what it is termed as. After a thorough talking with them and seeing where they're coming from, and knowing that their only intention was to use it for the music video and include us, and of course we can continue to,
and a very appropriate song for the footage, I might add.
Of course, it was like there was a good reason why they were so interested in our footage for this particular project. I can't say enough nice about these fellas, the Nickelback management team. Amazing guys, super nice, always there to answer questions, always there to respond with kind words. Just a joy to work with. And I mentioned this to them a couple of times, but I hope we can continue to work together in some form or fashion down the road.
And they says, well, you got to uncover some more videos, Chief.
Yeah.
And they went kind of deep into our library too, it seems, though, because they pulled out some stuff from maybe more obscure home movies and stuff on our channel. I can tell they just watched it all. I mean, Chad actually there was an interview with Chad Kruger talking about those kids in those days. And, so here, let's show that clip.
We found these kids on the internet that filmed that exact era that we're talking about. And they were just filming everything in their lives, like going to record stores and going to like music shops and like just air drumming and air guitaring and just air banding everything. And those kids are in there a lot.
So even the band watched us and mentioned us air banding all over the place, and that's cool. So yeah,
they did stop short of calling themselves McCabery fans, though, didn't they?
Right, yeah.
And I don't think McCabery was listed as one of their influences, but clearly I think we know where this goes.
Well, I mean, there's always time to change that, Larry.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, our younger selves would totally be stoked about this. We always wanted to be on MTV. Always made MTV style videos, music videos and stuff. And now, you know, it took us 40 years, and there's really no MTV anymore, really, but we can pretend.
If there was, this video would be on there.
It would totally be
yeah.
on there, yeah.
So now would be a good time to maybe watch the video. And we can give our opinions of it as it
Let's do it.
rolls on. So here we go.
Sounds good.
Remember when the streetlights came on and we had to be home? Remember when Elm Street came on, couldn't watch it alone?
Is it common for people to just hang t-shirts all over their garage?
No, that's a little.
I have t-shirts hung in my garage.
And so, love the Back to the Future stuff. Love that they showed you in the bedroom. That was when we had the actual VHS.
Oh, that was from that one.
VHS.
Yeah.
Look at the just tons of 80s stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Every time you watch it, you see something new. Like I just saw an Aerosmith poster in the background.
There we go.
There we are.
You know, God, I'm so glad we had that moment captured where all three of us were there.
You know,
That was such a rare occurrence.
I was going to say, there's probably that and maybe 2 other occasions where that was an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Devil.
There it is.
How much is that shirt worth now?
And it was a reverse shot. It was played backwards. So Lynn Enders is in this video. A lot of the footage of the older kid in the video is Lynn Enders.
Yeah.
He also has a YouTube channel. He has some epic videos. And it's really cool to see him. A lot of people in the comments were like, oh, dude, it's Lynn Enders and Eric and Darrell in the same video. And then I had a quick chat with Lynn, and yeah, we're all gonna get together with him at some point and make a video too. So they had the VCR. That was my finger playing with a VCR.
Yeah, what was that from? Oh, there's
I know that guy.
me playing Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
They're all jamming on the.
Do you still have that guitar?
It was a practice katana.
Oh yeah.
I loved that thing.
Oh, there's the famous shot of Larry.
But what was that video of you with the VCR? Oh, Patrick.
Patrick, that's our 7th grade yearbook.
Yeah. No, that wouldn't be your 7th grade.
Yeah, 7th grade. Oh no.
That would have been like 6th grade.
It said 7th grade on it though. If you pause it, that's our 7th grade.
That wouldn't have been our 7th grade.
Oh, right, because we were
at Randolph.
Oh, maybe we were looking at the year before. I don't know. I'm confused now. But that was our yearbook because that was our footage.
Because you remember he was pointing out Susan.
Susan.
He was pointing out Susan and like making fun of me because he was like, oh, Darrell likes her or something. Like
Right.
that.
Okay. I love the drumming scenes there. That was cool. Even though Darrell was the better air drummer.
And air guitarist.
I love that.
taking the
You
strap
taking
off?
the
I still
guitar
have that
off.
guitar.
You do?
I do.
What? Oh my God! You know we've gotten so many. We've gotten so many comments about that. Oh, that Dan Electro! I bet that's worth some money now.
Oh, I tell you, for the right price, it could probably find its way into a collector's hands.
So let's talk about this music video. What do you guys think?
I thought it was a good, fun video. I think it's neat to be able, obviously, to see the old footage. and everything. And like we said, the fact that the song, really calls to that kind of footage or whatever really, makes it not just patronizing as far as, let's just use some old footage. I mean, I thought it fit real well. And I just think it's neat. I think it's neat to be able to see it on there. I'm not going to lie. I think that's pretty cool.
What about you?
I liked all the shots that they used. I thought it was cohesive. It was good. I like seeing Lynn Enders in there, even though it might be confusing as far as the age range. Like you see young kids and older, different time periods. I saw some comments that people are thinking that the young kids are the band, right? I mean, you would just with no context, that's obviously the first thing you think.
I mean, I think age-wise, that's about right.
I think Chad Kruger was born in 1975.
Okay.
As was I.
So are
Same
you?
years
76
as-
for me, but
Me and Larry.
as the video as in the whole, the production design was cool.
Definitely where they nailed it, and you could tell that they spent the most time on was
Right.
doing the production design with all the T-shirts and posters and toys and.
Yeah, every time you watch it, if you watch it more than once, you can always pick out little Easter eggs or little things in the background. If we made that music video, just the set design, I don't think that we would just cut straight to the footage back and forth, because since you have so many things in the room to look at and so many interesting things, I think it would have been cool to put a couple of old CRT TVs in the background playing the footage. And then you
Oh, interesting.
and then you kind of go into the TV, and then you go full screen into the footage.
See, I have no artistic talent, so I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, from a filmmaking standpoint, what you thought of the music video.
Yeah.
So that's one of them.
Yeah, I think the pacing, I think, just for my style, would have been way faster. There was a lot of scenes where they would show something, like the Atari shot at the beginning. They panned down to it and cut and paused on it for way too long for my personal taste. For me, I'm like, I want to see more. I want to see just more stuff. There was a couple of shots of Chad singing that just hung on a little too
long.
Yeah, just a little too long.
I feel the same way. There's a shot early on when the camera, and I think they must have been using a robo head, because the way the camera moves it just seemed a little too robotic.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool to see us in there.
No, yeah, it was totally cool. From a directing standpoint, I thought of something that I would have done differently. You have that great moment where they're walking up, and then they all pick up their instruments, and it's meant to feel like they're going back to those days of when they were younger and they were just starting the band, playing in the garage. But as soon as the music starts, it's like music video. It's like they're all just facing the camera and they're performing to the camera. I would have maybe liked to have seen it maybe they're more in a circle and they're facing each other and they're interacting with each other while they're playing. Right. And it just seemed more intimate, nostalgic from that perspective of the band connecting with each other.
Right.
Having had that long experience with themselves.
The backstory could have been that the band was practicing their performance on a stage.
The response that I have gotten, at least from my colleagues in the law office and family and other friends that have seen the video, has been overwhelmingly positive, and that's led to me being a bit of a celebrity, as you can imagine, around the office.
Speaking of that, don't you have some signed memorabilia that maybe we can take a look at?
Well, once you become a star, certain things are expected of you. I've known from my dealing in collectibles that it's very important to make sure that the fans are well taken care of when it comes to that, and you want everybody to feel appreciated. So I may or may not have started a small collection of memorabilia to document this important time in our lives.
Let's go take a look at this collection that Larry has here.
Let's go take a look.
All right.
All right, Eric and Darrell. So, like I said, being a bit of a celebrity now, having starred in the Nickelback video, I knew it was important that I document this important time during my life, because the fans demand it. So when they say, what do you mean you're gonna document your fame and your celebrity status? I says, well, it's important that people know that I have these things. For instance, from my law office, this here, a broken chair leg, autographed by me with the inscription, chair leg broken by star of Nickelback's Those Days music video, well before the official release. So this predates the celebrity. But that's not all. This here, autographed, signed, first Coke after Nickelback's Those Days music video debuted. That's the first soft drink I had since then. This also one of my favorites for the office. Donuts consumed by star of Nickelback's Those Days music video. Little embarrassing, this is the first late utility bill after becoming a star of Nickelback's Those Days video. I got that in. I was able to get the utilities paid. First pizza eaten after the debut of Nickelback's Those Days official music video as the star. And it's inscribed with a star there. I'm known at the law office for drawing on things, as you can see up there, because I'm a big Motley Crue fan also. Signed, that's the first pentagram drawn after starring in Nickelback's Those Days music video. My signature, Nickelback's Those Days music video star, again with the star. And again, have not been paid for this endorsement, but signed. I finished this jar of M&Ms before my starring role in Nickelback's Those Days music video debuted. So there you have it, just a small sampling of things that are available. If anybody's interested in this memorabilia, they certainly can reach out. We can create new memorabilia. I can do whatever needs to be done to satisfy the collector's demands. I'm Hit Comics on eBay. Some of this may or may not show up there. Everybody that has known me before this success and stardom hasn't gone to my head. I'm the same guy I've always been. Feel free to reach out to me, or at least my people. They'll be able to schedule the meeting for you. See ya.
I think they did an excellent job with the music video of being very nostalgic and calling back to a certain time, and the song itself. It even almost sounds like a song you've heard before, which I think is just brilliant. So it just really is a perfect nostalgic trip.
A hodgepodge of nostalgia, if you will.
Right, yeah. So there you have it. We were in a music video for Nickelback. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. We'll have a link in the description below. We'll also have a link in the description to Lynn Ender's YouTube channel. He was the other guy with the 80s footage in the video. Great channel. He's got a lot of stuff. He's a little older than us, so like his perspective was a little different, but it's cooler to see it from that perspective. And of course, check out more Eric and Darrell and Larry on the Eric and Darrell channel. And until next time, see ya.